are in the home stretch before the 2024,
the first round that is, and thank God we're finally here, because all of the off-season bowl, all of the smoke screens, everything is just done. And finally, we get to a point where we can see the actual results and no more speculation. And we're so excited. But before we get there, we do have to go through a couple of mock drafts. We have to go through a couple of projected trades and all the hubba jubba that you see every day. And one of the hubba jubba that we saw the other day was ESPN putting out a essentially it was a trade for all 32 NFL picks, or basically a mock draft where there's deals for all 32 picks. And they had the Raiders doing something different. So we're going to go ahead and bring you into kind of what the deal entailed for the Raiders, bringing you in here. This of course is brought to you by Bill Barnwell, the ESPN staff writer over there, who has already come out with a couple of interesting things. But basically, kind of taking a quick look at things. Yes, the Bears trading the first overall pick for Trevor Lawrence, a 2, and yada yada yada. Scrolling all the way down to 13 for the Raiders. Yeah, things got interesting. So essentially, they had the Raiders trading the 13th overall pick and a third rounder, number 77 overall, as well as defensive end Malcolm Koonce to the Falcons for the 8th overall pick. Now, here's what they wrote. The Raiders are the chaos team of the first round. Are they as close to contending as they seem to believe after signing Christian Wilkins? Will they go after a quarterback despite signing Gardner Minshew to compete with Aiden O'Connell? If not, the top 10 doesn't align with their needs, given that they are already set at wide receiver and have a left tackle in Colton Miller. Still, new GM Tom Telesco never traded down during his time with the Chargers from 2013 to 2023. They also have plausible needs elsewhere along the offensive line at linebacker and in the secondary, so they could go in a lot of different directions. Telesco reportedly targeted the offensive line toward the end of his tenure with the Chargers to try to protect Justin Herbert. This trade would be a move up to grab left tackle. This trade would be a move up to grab a tackle ahead of the Bears and Jets, with whomever the Raiders take, slotting in at right tackle ahead of Thayer Munford. In his Chargers run, Telesco got the quarterback and then started adding players to protect him. The Raiders might be proceeding in the opposite direction. So basically, surmising this, yes, giving him an accurate recap of what has happened with Tom Telesco. Essentially, this guy never trades down. Usually, he kind of just sticks and picks and he goes from there. Then they go on to say that the Falcons would move down 5 spots and add another third-round pick to their collection. They would also pick up a promising pass rusher in Koonce, who had 8 sacks and 17 knockdowns and 11 starts for the Raiders across from Max Crosby a year ago. Teams can never have too many pass rushers, but Koonce is a free agent after 2024 in Las Vegas. We'll probably want to see what it has in its 2023 top 10 pick, Tyree Wilson, who was anonymous as a rookie. Losing Koonce would hurt, but this deal would value him as being worth a 4th-round pick by the Jimmy Johnson chart, which seems fair. There's a couple different things I want to go over here. First off, we have been a huge proponent of the fact that Malcolm Koonce has deserved a contract extension after this season. But you're just going to go and trade this, the 8th overall pick, for a 3rd-round pick and essentially what they value as a 4th-round pick. This makes absolutely no sense to me, and I think it would be a bonehead move for a player that, like they talked about with Koonce, who had 8 sacks last year, really showed strong on the second half of the season. And yes, Tyree Wilson, who's coming off kind of a forgetful rookie season, I just don't see it. Like, I really don't see how the Raiders could trade one of their more promising pass rushers away for really to move up 5 spots. There could be an argument made here that the Raiders could probably go ahead and get the 8th overall pick with just by trading up for a 3rd-round pick. Like, essentially, like, it's not a top 10 pick we're talking about, maybe a 2 at the most. So you're going to trade a 3rd and Malcolm Koonce? I don't think so. I think Bill Barnwell and those over at ESPN got this one wrong, because Malcolm Koonce right now probably is worth a 3rd or 4th-round pick. Maybe if it was straight up 13 and Koonce for 8, maybe I could get that. But also a 3rd, yeah, I just don't see that happening. I think the Raiders are in a really good spot here. If they do want to trade up, fine. But the only way I see the Raiders trading up is to maybe potentially get a top 5 quarterback in that particular scenario. So this trade absolutely made no sense to me. But hey, let us know what you guys think. ESPN saying that the Raiders could trade up with the Falcons for number 8, who do need a pass rusher, in trading Malcolm Koonce, a 3rd-round pick, and the 13th overall pick. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. But let us know what you guys think about Bill Barnwell of ESPN and his latest draft trade projection.